Yep.
This is the Jayhawk Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
He has risen. Luke Baldwin is here. We are set to go for Jayhawk Sports Network. That's all I needed to say. Everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. We will talk to you later. No, I had to bring it back in.
I'm here.
Had to shock the crowd a little bit more than Luke tends to. But we were set for high school football. How about basketball? Football would be fun a little bit right now on the 4 inches of snow on the football field. But high school basketball, doubleheader. But the news of the night, there's people in the gym.
It's crazy, man. I almost didn't know where I was when I walked in tonight. And, as I look across, I think the families are trying to adhere to the 6-foot rule as best they can. But, yeah, it's nice to see people in the crowd. More importantly, for you and I, we don't have to feel like idiots up here when our voices are projecting over the entire gym because it's
we'll just continue to be idiots.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not going to change.
So the band is in house tonight. We got a student section. They were doing Back in Black as a theme. So you see the student section over there with their attire. I had a conversation with high school principal Paul Ray, and he was excited to see when students could get back in the gym and support their fellow classmates. Luke, I think there's an aspect of these players on the floor, boys or girls, and you don't have your classmates cheering for you, or maybe some extended family or friends. Now it's going to bring a little more energy to the floor.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody wants to you always have those nerves before the game starts because you see all those people, but the atmosphere is so much more electric and exciting and fun when there's a crowd in the stands, and that's in whether you're winning or losing. It's nice to be able to compete in front of people.
So tonight it's Union coming in to face off against the Jesup Jayhawks in a boy-girl doubleheader. Knights coming in at 1-7 on the year. Jesup at 9-1. The only loss so far in the season was against Dyke New Hartford. Jesup girls did play last night up at Charles City in a very quick game. Dominated Charles City 45-17 in that contest. And on Tuesday, if you joined us, you saw the win over the Comets from BCIUW, 60-52. We're going to hand it off to public address announcer Dan Fox for our starting lineups.
Now the starting lineup for the Knights: a junior, number 11, Ellie Rathie; a freshman, number 15, Reagan Sorensen; a senior, number 21, Allie Crystal; a senior, number 25, Ellie Barron; a freshman, number 31, Lena Ross. Coached by Robert Driscoll, assisted by Gary Black.
National anthem being played by our Jesup High School pep band, and there's only about 9 or 10 kids over there, but it sounded like a lot more as they get that in.
Sounded great, and it's so nice to see those kids in the stands. You know, they haven't had the chance to come and show their stuff here this year, and they finally get the opportunity, and yeah, they sounded great.
So we are set for high school basketball tonight, number 12th ranked, and latest standings that came out, I believe, yesterday from the Iowa Girls Union for Jesup. Ranked number 12, number 1 in Class 2A, Mac Valley. Dr. Hartford is in the second spot. Denver's at 7, and Jesup coming in and staying in at 12, number 12 overall.
Nice to see the old Jayhawks ranked number 12. I don't know that anybody probably expected us to be ranked before this season started, and that's not meant to be a bad thing. I just, we had such a good year last year. We lost some very talented girls. But
no seniors on this team.
Right, and these girls have just stepped up in a big way. They're 9-1, very deserving of that number 12 ranking, and hopefully they'll continue to move on up that ladder.
Ball gets knocked out of bounds off of Raffy. Nice to see your mom checking in tonight. She's ready. She's
already on board.
She's got her half her face painted blue, half of it painted orange.
Wow, she's really
getting ready to go
tonight. Huh.
Rumor is Larry painted the top of his head. Whether that's accurate or not, I don't know. O'Connor
got
outside.
it.
She gets that 3. Other night, Luke, she was on fire.
She raises that finger up. I like it. She's real. I've enjoyed. She was. I'm hesitant to say this stuff because I don't want to offend anybody. I think maybe she struggled with the attitude a little bit early on. She probably would admit that, I would guess. She's really done a nice job. Much of this season, she's kept her emotions in check, and always a pretty tenacious defensive player and doing a nice job on offense too. There she is getting a loose ball.
Yeah, real scrappy right there. Gets it over to Alexis Larson. Now Treptow back in the game. She did not play Tuesday night. Did play last night up at Charles City. Natalie eyes the 3. Treptow will try it. Off the rim, no good. Comes down to LaPorte City Union.
Trap. Yeah, that ball came out of Amanda's hand. A little wonky, if that's a word.
Can be. 3-0 the score. Union almost took like a little step there,
I think you are dead on, Nate. Got away with the step, and jump ball's going to go to Jesup.
Yeah, Raffy looking like she took the step, but moving forward.
It's a tough call for the Knights. We've got an Allie and Ellie. I don't know if they were short on first names when this crew came around, or
6 minutes to go. Jesup with the ball. I said Union still looking for those first points. Gonna almost get out of hands of Pilcher. But there's Lang in the corner. Up, no good. Rebound back to Pilcher. Shoves off a little bit. Comes high up and no good.
She's just like, I'll take this space, thanks.
And the governor lifting yesterday the requirements for limited attendance in the stands. And Jesup here at home trying to build on their first three-pointer of the game from O'Connor. Struggling to tack on to that. O'Connor tight on defense, pressuring
good
Sorensen
help.
right down to the baseline.
Yeah, good help by Laney Pilcher. Oh, boy. Foul? All right.
So it'll be a first personal foul against Jesup.
I don't know if we ever called this out, Nate. I should say our starters for the night were Ellie Rathie, Reagan Sorensen, Allie Driscoll, Ellie Behrens, and Dina Robb for the Union Knights. And then for your Jayhawks, we had Natalie O'Connor, Laney Pilcher, Alexis Larson, Amanda Treptow, and, of course, J.C. Lang. And I believe we still have those 10 girls on the court.
Corner, Larson
Got
right
it.
through there.
Nothing
3
but
points.
net.
Give credit to Larson on that one. Want to give a shout out to her dad, probably listening or watching. Ended up not in a good situation here in the last week, but Brian, a heck of a guy and big Jayhawk fan, and we invite anybody out there who's interested in supporting that family. Jesup Betterment on Facebook has a post out there. You can make contributions through Venmo and the Farmers State Bank to help that family out.
Yeah, we were talking about him before the game, Nate. I mean, you want to talk about just a tremendous person. I said I don't remember ever talking to Brian or hear him say anything negative about anybody or anything, and definitely a tough situation he's in right now, but he's a strong guy, and judging by his posts, he's got a real good attitude about this. But yeah, I would encourage anybody that has the means to check that post on Jesup Betterment and support them how you can.
We're going to find more details on how you can give and support the family, and Brian will put that in the chat here on Facebook and help support them. I think it was like $12,000 or $13,000 raised in a matter of a few days.
That's great.
By our community.
And I don't know how much we're supposed to be talking about this, Nate, but I will say props to Alexis Larson down there. That's
right.
That's tough to go out and compete when you know your loved ones in that sort of situation. So strong kid on the court there too.
So get well, Brian. I know you'll be following along on Jayhawk Sports Network, and wish you were here because you're going to get tired of listening to us.
He probably has already turned it off.
Probably. He's asked for more painkillers, probably.
I'm imagining Shooter in Hoosiers. He's on his. That's not a good comparison.
No, maybe not. 6-2 the score. Port City Union did get on the board. Into motion. Sorensen. Little feed in. Down to Rohrer.
The Knights just having a really difficult time just maintaining control of the basketball. Pilcher with a sweet pass from underneath to Larson at top. Can't get it to go. Treptow will save it.
And we'll keep it in
back to the
Jesup's
Jayhawks.
side.
We did have Sailor Youngblood came into the game when apparently I wasn't paying attention. And now we'll see J.C. Lang back into the game. She's going to replace Natalie O'Connor.
Yeah, Sailor got the nod the other night on the start with
Kylie.
Yeah, with O'Connor coming in off the bench and Amanda not in the game. So it was good to see Sailor come in.
Absolutely.
So we did. Anthony went ahead and put inside our Facebook chat ways to support Brian and his family with the accident he had last week.
And that's one of those situations where the support's going to be necessary long term. So whatever you can do now is great, but that family is going to require the community's assistance down the road as well. So everybody keep that in mind.
6-4 the score. LaPorte City Union sneaking back in there. Jesup struggling really to capitalize on a squad that has had a rough season, and Union seems pretty confident right now with the way they're playing basketball. Lang with the rebound.
Jessup's just not able to get the ball in the hole is the biggest problem. Amanda with the short jumper.
There's a whistle.
Going to get, looks like Dina Robb with the body. Came over the back on Pilcher. And we're going to see Driscoll and Behrens check back into the game.
Jesup inbound with Larson, trying to find somebody. Sailor can't get in ahead of it, and Union ties this thing up. Mills with a breakaway layup.
Good hustle by Sailor, just let up a little too soon.
Give credit to Union for coming out of the gate like this. Ooh. Treptow spins, goes to the lane, draws the foul.
Nice move by Treptow. Hey, did you see what I brought up here tonight? I showed you guys these earlier. Santa's North Poles. They're
yeah, Clark didn't get onto that. I could just see by the
I got some
expression
for
in
you
his
too
eyes.
down there. These are from my mom. Christmas
Were they
stocking
were they-
stuffer.
I was going to say they weren't clearance from somewhere.
Oh, they're delicious. Here, have a Santa's North Poles.
You know, she's busy trying to film this
Sure.
game, and he's handing
Have
out treats to.
there you go, Eric. Merry Christmas.
I don't know if he wants it.
I'm telling you, man, they're marshmallow sticks of some sort, which I'm not a huge fan of marshmallows, but these things are good.
Oh, you're not really into marshmallows?
No, not so much.
Well, if it was made in China, it's got to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, if we don't make it through the game, this is why.
Oh, I've eaten. I had about half a dozen of these earlier today, and I'm still fine.
For
It's
now.
debatable, but
It's interesting. That's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're there is a basketball game going on, but I don't know, was that 2 or 3 years ago we did the jelly bean?
oh God, don't remind me. I finally wiped that from my memory, my brain
Wow,
bank.
that's
You don't like it?
I haven't decided yet.
You don't like the texture, do you?
It's a little chalky. Under a minute to play. 7-6. Sorensen. Push inside to Roran. Take it back out to the arch. Mills, who's come off the bench, he had a touch on it. Jesup. Working defense, trying to find that coverage.
20 seconds to go, 76. 7-2-6, Jesup.
Knights,
leads.
Knights looking for that last shot, I'm sure, here. A 7-6 score. And who's going to get the opportunity? And it'll be Driscoll off the front of the rim, no good. So a lot lower scoring game than I would have anticipated coming into this. When you look at Jesup, scores about 52 points a game, and Union about 30 and a half. Thought we'd see a lot more than that.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to be concerned about there, Nate. We just we didn't get the ball through the hole, but otherwise I think we were fine. I expect this to probably break open either this quarter or fairly quickly in the second half after Coach Conrad has maybe a halftime to chat with his team. But yeah, got a thumbs up from Eric. Oh,
does he like the marshmallows?
Anthony, you didn't get one, man.
Oh.
Here,
Well, somebody's got to stay conscious
like
up
'em?
here.
you haven't eaten it? Oh, I got.
She's
some,
busy doing work.
got some
Unlike us, we're up here. I don't know whatever
high
it is
school
we do.
gals at the other end of the patio up here that are a little concerned about the old man giving them candy, I think.
I don't know why you have puppies with you, too. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Harlan Technology. I'm Nate Kleberg. That's Luke Baldwin handing out Christmas treats, post-Christmas treats. Anthony Baugh on the magical suitcase.
Those
Eric
are
Clark.
compliments of Rhoda Baldwin. That's where they originated. Well, they originated in China, as you pointed out. But
originated in China by way of Stamford, Connecticut.
that's odd. What?
Well, it does say for nutrition information, you should contact this place in Connecticut.
Oh, I got it right here. I've got the exterior packaging.
Oh, it's only a 100-calorie snack.
Serving size is 4 pieces?
Are you serious? So each one's 25 calories. Wow, it's a
That's
treat.
not bad. 0 fat, 0 trans fat, 0 saturated, no cholesterol, no sodium, 23 grams of carbohydrates. That's kind of high. 20 grams of sugar.
There's a free throw from Treptow.
These are. I don't feel so bad about eating 20 of those earlier today.
And I would think you probably did.
So Jesup comes out with the full court press looking to put a trap on here, which they did. If they can maintain that defense, I think they'll start to cause more problems as they just did for the Knights.
Pilcher on a fast break.
The Knights have really struggled to maintain control of the basketball.
Union fans tuning in tonight going,
who are these morons?
What's going on here?
This is our show. This is what happens. Thanks for joining.
Get what you pay for, folks. And so does Jesup.
So head coach Robert Driscoll wants a 30-second timeout to talk things over.
I don't know if trying to compare it to something. This Santa's North Pole Marshmallow Pole treats of some sort. I don't know if I can compare it to anything.
I don't know. I think you're overthinking it. Just enjoy it, man.
That's been the whole problem with our relationship the entire time I've known you, I think, in our 10-plus years. So, anyway, here's where we're sitting right now. In unofficial scoring, we're looking at Treptow with 2, Larson has 3, Pilcher with 2, O'Connor with 3. I unfortunately do not have down who scored for LaPorte City since we were so entrapped and ingrained in marshmallow critiquing.
Pilcher with the steal, breakaway up the field, up the court, I should say, to Treptow for the easy lay-in.
Give her some credit on that, most definitely. Nice to have her back on the floor. The junior.
So Reagan Sorensen bringing the ball up for the Knights is just a freshman. You got to give some credit where it's due right there. That's a tough role to fill as a freshman.
Sorensen misses the 3. Pilcher on the board, forces it up floor to Lang, who will slow it down. And now Treptow calls out the play, and Larson will throw it into motion. Hand off to Amanda. O'Connor looked right. Doing a lot of no-look passes. Pilcher ricochets over
nice
to
move.
O'Connor, and it goes.
That was a pretty move by O'Connor, a little fake. Stepped around. I didn't see the whole game, but she had a nice game the other night, huh? Is that what you said?
Who, O'Connor? Yeah, I think she ended up with 18 points. She had three pointers in a row.
Wow,
almost a 4.
Oh, came in a little hot there. Youngblood back into the game. She'll replace Connor, and for the Knights, we're going to see Ava Mills along with Bridget Rohrer. Rohrer? Right. Sorry.
Directly.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to our Knights fans. I do this.
6.
I tend to do this with names.
Left side shot rolls away. It doesn't go for Mills. And some good defensive rebounding effort by the Union Knights, but Treptow will hold it back to Lang. Lang had an opportunity, but he'll take it
That'll work.
out to the top side and bang it in with Larson on a 3.
Boy, Treptow had a beautiful little pass on the baseline to Lang. Lang had an easy 2 there. Passed it to Larson, which worked out just fine, actually better. I don't think she realized how open she was, though. Pilcher with another steal.
Gets that turnover back for the Jayhawks. She wants it on her own and draws a foul.
One thing about Pilcher, you're very rarely going to see her decide, no, I'm not going to take it strong. I'm going to dish it out to somebody else. She's going to take that sucker right at the hoop, and 9 times out of 10, she's going to draw the foul.
4:48 to go first half. And that sound you heard was Luke's can of Mountain Dew. It wasn't anything else.
Not to be confused
with what it usually is. Yeah.
This game brought to you by Mountain Dew Kickstart and Santa's North Poles. Both sold at your local Dollar General.
Let's see if I can get Joe Spines up here at halftime. I feel like we don't give him the love that we give Conrad throughout the broadcast. See if we can talk about his game coming up and Tuesday night's contest. Looks like he'll make his way up here at halftime.
So
and maybe he's going to partake in his Santa's North Pole and you get some feedback from him.
Yeah, I've got one for him. I bet he'd love him.
I think Clark's still trying to decide if he loved him or not.
So I was snapping with Coach Sauer before the game, and I said, or he sent me something, and I said, yeah, you ought to, if I can't make it some night, you ought to join Nate up here and call a game with him. And he said he'd have to get permission from the boss.
Well, he's got another one on the way. So
he does?
Yeah, responsibility is going to increase.
I did not know that. Congratulations to the Sauers.
Yeah, they gave Stratton a bag of Sour Patch Kids, but they changed the sour into, sour.
Nice.
I don't think Howie's too impressed.
Well, anyway, he sent me this Sweets Orange Sticks. This must be his treat of choice. Milk chocolate and orange sticks.
That seems a little more higher class than your Santa's North Pole.
Well, let's be honest. It doesn't. You don't have to get very high to get higher class than Luke Baldwin. I mean, I'm talking about myself in the third person,
right.
So clearly.
You should have brought that box up tonight that you had last night.
What did I have last night?
Your flower box your mother-in-law brought down. 3.
I haven't recycled it yet.
From Sorensen, she's right in there.
Larson looks at it, passes away.
I think you were probably right about the age of that. 30, maybe 30 years on that box.
50. That thing's from the 70s, guaranteed.
Alexis Larson. Lang will give it a shot. Rolls away, and Jesup has really stepped it up here, but you got what, 3 or 4 shots in there that didn't go.
Yeah. That's a recipe for success when you're giving yourself second and third attempts. Natalie O'Connor checks back in for the Jayhawks, and I believe it's Ellie Behrens who checked in for the Knights.
This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. On YouTube tonight, as well as Facebook. Coming up at halftime, we'll hear from head coach Joe Spines preview their contest against the Union Knights. We were flashbacking the other night, Luke, on that 5 overtime game we had back in 2017 against Union. I think you were part of that, but maybe you've already blocked that from your memory.
We were flashbacking. I do remember that. That was the night that I thought was never going to end. What a great game, though.
Driscoll, far side, taking that corner. Union looking for an open outside shot. Not going to get it this time with Mills.
Good look.
And O'Connor, she'll take the dribble. Force it down, Youngblood in. Wide open, Treptow off the back of the rim, no good. Saylor looks like it's maybe going to come off her hands. Nope, it's going to come off for one of the Knights.
I was just kind of looking down through as we see Lauren Youngblood come in for the Knights. She'll replace Ava Mills, but as I was looking down through their list, I hadn't noticed this, but so they've got a junior, 2 seniors. Everyone else are freshmen. That's a tough one to deal with there. It reminds me of the Jesup girls basketball team 10-ish years ago now, where we were.
I would say even less than that.
Yeah,
4
maybe
or 5 years back.
Has it only been that long where we were just struggling to even field the team? Not that they're struggling to field the team, but
they've got to look at last year, that girls squad that went on to state, but they had a hard time having enough girls to field the JV team last year.
Right. So anyway, you got to give these Union Knights a lot of credit because they've got a lot of youth on the court, and then a couple senior leaders, and then of course you got the one the one junior in Ellie Rath, but that's a tough one.
Connor has his seat.
We got Coach Smines behind us here. Did he tell you he's starting me tonight?
Oh, I doubt that, seriously.
No, I'm starting for Lino.
Oh, Lino's you're gonna take his place?
He's right here. I mean,
I figured.
He confirmed it.
Why not take out your leading scorer and put a guy like you in?
Well,
makes a lot of sense.
I mean, maybe you don't know what kind of talent he's actually putting into the game here,
or what kind of dirt you have on Joe Smines that you're blackmailing him a little bit.
Hey, while you're up here, Joe, have one of these delicious Santa's North Poles. Come on, man. Everybody's giving them a whirl.
Yeah, everybody's doing it reluctantly. They're straight out of China by way of Connecticut, so you're all right.
Didn't you get a bag of those from my mom? You're like the fifth Baldwin child.
Does Joe have a stocking at your mom's house?
Probably. I'm guessing so.
26-11 as Lainey Pilcher steps up to the free throw line.
Ava Mills will check in for the night. She's going to replace Bridget Rohrer.
Something like that, yeah. Lainey Pilcher, 15.3 points per game, 46.5% field goal shooter. So far coming into tonight anyway. And Lainey Pilcher also leads in reboundings with a little over 7 per game and drops that free throw in. Under a minute.
Here we got these. I guess we have these right now. We could probably put
bring him
Coach
on.
Smines on as we finish out the girls' game here.
41.9 seconds to go as Union will inbound that. Joe, you there?
I'm here.
All right.
Coach Joe Smines, of course, head coach of the boys basketball team here in Jesup, joining us for the as we close out the first half of the Jayhawks game.
Well, I realized it, Joe, the other night. I was like, you know what? We talked to Jordan every halftime of the boys game, and I'd like, I wonder if Joe, it's like, you don't give us any love. So I figured I better get you up here.
My family members did tell me they miss seeing me and you stumble around with the camera and my hair being all messed up or some sort of facial something I got in my face or something. So
we just streamlined the broadcast this year.
Yeah.
Just
probably
live.
a good thing.
Yeah. Or people walking in as we're trying to do an interview.
Boy, it's good to see a few more people here tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk through that at least with your AD hat and see how that kind of, when you heard that and how you kind of, any conversations that evolved. But
J.C. Lang with the big three.
I'm glad she came out this year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pickup.
No doubt.
2 or 3 years away from basketball and has really
nice
contributed.
Block. Larson with the block to close out the first half as Coach Conrad takes his ladies into the locker room to talk about how that first half went.
So halftime, Jesup leading 31-11, and here we'll welcome up in the upper patio of the South Gym. I don't know if you know we call it that now.
The upper patio.
Your adopted mom gave it that that moniker, but. Let's rewind this week. Had the game against BCLUW on Tuesday night. You guys came out hot and heavy and were able to get quite a few people on the floor to get some experience, too.
Yeah, we got off to a really good start in the first quarter. That first game back from break is always a little tricky, depending on who you're playing. We hadn't played a game in 2 weeks. We didn't have any scrimmages over Christmas break this year, which is unusual. Had a lot of practice time, so you're not quite sure if you're game ready yet, but the guys came out in the first quarter, did a great job. BCLUW made a little comeback at us there in the second quarter, but then we got it back under control. Got a great game from Carson Lenow again and Brody, and then Corbin Fueling played his best game of the year for us off the bench, getting 13, so that was good to see him get his feet back underneath him. He's had kind of a rough go of it here. He's been out twice with quarantine type things, and hopefully now you see the real Corbin Fueling that we saw last year, and that only makes us better, but it was a good start to the second half of the year to get a win.
Yeah, and we, looking at this squad here, and we saw quite a few of these players on the floor last year. in 2019 and 20, but we got to bring up Carson Lee now. Not just because Luke thinks he's taking his place in the lineup tonight.
I don't think I am. I know I am.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing how that all kind of plays out. But, we talked about this in the preseason. He really progressed last season, and he continues to do so as a basketball player.
Yeah, he it's funny. We've obviously known Carson a long time, and he comes from a good family, a good basketball family. So he works extremely hard at it. And as a freshman, he didn't even start on the fresh soft team, but it was one of those things where, once he grows into his body, gets a little more mature, gets his footwork down, you knew he was going to have a pretty good career, and he's really played well for us this year. Last year, we made the decision early to put him in the lineup and let him play the whole year and, get some confidence, and he's really played well this year. I think the best play he made all game on Tuesday was a coast-to-coast reverse layup and one. That's pretty impressive for a guy that's 6'4", 230. So the best thing about Carson is he's got his best basketball ahead of him still. Hard worker, and more importantly, a great kid.
Coach, you mentioned footwork. That's the thing that impresses me most about Lino is, he's 6'4", 230 or whatever you said he is, but he's nimble down there, and he makes some moves that surprise me.
He's one of the best kids I've seen create space for himself, because he's not going to elevate over you all the time, and he does a great job of his footwork and using his body to get shots off, and then and he's so inept. When he misses, he usually gets his rebound because he knows where it's going. So incredibly smart, great footwork, and just a hard worker, and having a great year so far.
Yeah, even just going through the lineup here and talking about some of these guys, and Brody Kresser continues to be just kind of smooth on the floor, calm, collected. He showed up the other night too. Yeah,
Mr. Steady Eddie this year. He's been just rock solid the whole year. When he was a sophomore, he was a catch and shoot player. I think he made 40 or 50 plus threes as a sophomore. And then, last year he didn't play a whole lot. This year he's done a good job of mixing the drive game into, getting all the way to the basket and shooting threes. So he's just done a great job for us. And he's one of those guys that his motor is going 100% of the time. He plays hard in practice and in games. Sometimes I got to take him out of practice so he gets a little break. But, he's been really good for us, really consistent. And more importantly, his leadership's been off the charts so far this year.
Yeah, we were even talking to, Jason Pilcher was up here. We were talking about Jack Miller. He's leading, I think, in the state in 2A and a lot of the freshman categories. To have a kid like that come up as a freshman and play like a senior almost, he's continued probably still trying to mature into his spot as well.
Sure, Jack. We've seen Jack develop into a really good player. He was a really good player when he was about 4. He never quite, in junior high, I think last year he averaged the high 20s. You never quite know how a freshman's going to react to the high school game. We've all seen those guys, and he has been an unbelievable job of adapting to what goes on. A perfect example was the AP game where he got off to a kind of a rough start with a couple turnovers. When he came back in the second time, it looked like he'd been out there for 4 years. So he has a great ability to adjust. His knowledge level, his ability to adjust. He doesn't make the same mistake twice, hardly ever. And I would throw him as one of our best leaders on the team. Yesterday at practice, we weren't having a great go of it, and he was getting on guys, and he's 15 years old, directing traffic as a freshman. So lucky to have him, and more importantly is that his best basketball ahead of him too, because he can get a lot better in a lot of areas still, and he knows that.
Talking about that, you talked about his leadership, that type of thing. You could bring there's other squads, you bring a freshman in like that, and it's not a very popular choice. I'm sure you had, that's the first time I think you said you started a freshman.
Yep.
There was some weighing you had to weigh in there.
Yeah, going into the year, I did not quite know. You never quite know who's going to start for you. I thought Jack had a chance to help us, obviously, with his skill level, and pretty much from about the 5th practice on, it was pretty evident that he needed to be in our starting lineup.
And you could justify that decision.
And that takes nothing away from the guys that are coming out, specifically Corbin Fueling. Corbin's done a great job for us off the bench, but it was clear that Jack needed to be in the lineup and start, and the guys that rallied around that. I think it helped too. Jack played 8th grade, played as an 8th grader in varsity baseball, and he backs it up every day in practice with his play. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. It made a pretty easy decision.
Well, we pretty much decided it was mostly. You can thank his mom for the genes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Tommy.
Well, Tommy's a Notre Dame. I guess Jay is too, but Tommy's a Notre Dame fan. Tommy was trying to get me to become a Notre Dame fan last week, and I said, I don't think so, buddy.
So tonight, Union comes in, and we were rehashing 4 years ago when we went 5 overtimes with Union.
We don't need to do that tonight.
We don't need that tonight. But what are you seeing that needs to happen on the floor tonight for you guys to be successful? But on the other side, what are you going to see coming from Union? What do you anticipate?
Sure. Union played really well before break. They got 3 wins in a row. They beat Sumner Fred, which I thought Sumner Fred was going to have a nice team this year, and still may. Union got a nice win versus them, and then they beat Hudson at Hudson, and then they beat Don Bosco. So they've gotten 3 quality wins. They're a group that is going to be physical with you. They run a little type different offense. You'll see a lot of 5 out, a lot of drives to the basket, or drive and kick out for threes. So it's a fairly similar game, but they want to do it at a slower pace than we do. So a key for us tonight is to get the game going up and down like we want to play. And then make sure we're strong with the ball and keep them out of the paint. No easy layups for them and no open threes. If we do that and get the game up and down, we should be okay. But in our league, it's never going to be easy. Coach Hensing's been there for 3 years. He spent a lot of time on the Cedar Falls staff, so he knows how to get a team ready to play on the defensive end of the floor. And we're expecting some different things tonight from them, so hopefully we're prepared.
So I don't look. You got a comment?
Well, I was just going to say that's the challenging thing about our league is, like, you watch our Jayhawks and you think they're at their best when they can get out and run.
Right.
But then you get up against some of the teams in our league and it's like, boy, do we really want to do that? Because that team runs at a whole different level, So
yeah, that was one of the decisions we made going into this year. Is I thought we needed to play at a faster pace to give us a better chance against those type of teams. And you're exactly right. You watch Dyke New Hartford just fly up and down the floor, but the game has changed over the years, and you got to be able to put the ball in the basket and put the ball in the basket. Winning games in the 40s and 30s, you don't see much of that anymore. You got to be able to put the ball in the basket. So you're right, though, and hopefully tonight we can get it up and down like we have been all year.
Well, it'll be some great news when we get 2 wins out of tonight, but a victory already. You look across, Joe. We haven't seen this all year.
No.
The bleachers filling in, people following directions and kind of sitting where they need to, and with masks, things like that. Talk through how that went down yesterday when you found out from the state.
I got out of practice 5:30, went up to watch junior high, and I was getting my phone had like 45 texts and calls and email. Like, what is going on? And then I saw that they switched to what it is now, being able to come. Whoever wants to come can come, and it's a good thing. I'm glad our kids can be here to support their classmates. I'm glad the other family members that couldn't come can be here, to support our kids. And people look like they're doing a good job with wearing masks and trying to do the best job they can of separating. It's not going to be perfect, and that's just how it is. People are trying their best, and I'm glad we have a crowd here, because the last couple home games were, girls and boys both playing good basketball, and there's nobody here to watch them is, unfortunate. So, it's a good thing.
Well, especially when we're up here and critiquing your coaching, and then you can hear us actually say it because there's no one else here in the gym.
Need a lot of that.
So, Joe, appreciate you coming up at halftime, and good luck against Union.
I just want to say one thing. Thinking of Brian Larson and their family. I know you guys probably covered it up here, but Brian does a lot for our athletic department, mainly in the softball program with open gyms and getting the fields ready. We're thinking about him. He's a great guy and a great family, and our prayers are out to his family and Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. Most definitely. And if you want to help support them, there's a GoFundMe set up, and we do have it in the chat on our YouTube post as well as here on Facebook. So support Brian Larson and his family, and Alexis on the floor making her way into the gym and into the school every day to keep things going. And I even see her mom is here as well. So Brian, get well. Look forward to having you back.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, Coach.
Head coach Joe Smines as he exits the upper patio of the South Gym here at Jesup. We are set to go.
Good having him up here. You're right. We've kind of neglected him this year, not intentionally, but always good to hear insights straight from the coach's mouth.
31-11 is our score, as Jesup really picked it up, as they were just up 7-6 after the first quarter was complete, and really capitalized on the shots they needed to drop and the turnovers they needed to capitalize on in that second quarter.
Well, and they really, they applied that full court press at the start of the second quarter, and they were intentional with it. They locked it down, forced a lot of turnovers and then turned those turnovers into points. So did what Coach Conrad expects of them. Nice drive by Amanda Treptow. Couldn't get the roll, but Lainey Pilcher does get the rebound. And another rebound, and she's going to draw a foul. And that foul, I believe, is going to go against Union's Bridget Rohrer. And that will be, we don't have our side panels tonight, so I don't know how many fouls that is on Bridget.
I will throw this out there. If there's anybody that, I know there was a post on the Jesup Booster Club Facebook that looking for somebody to help run those side panels that you can show individual scoring and statistics, that just looking for somebody to put some volunteer time. And by the you can be they will train you.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was going to say, not only that, but it gets you into the game free. You've got the best seat in the house. You're at half court, right on the, well, maybe not as good as the upper patio, but
and you get to sit next to Doug Frush.
That's right. I was getting to that. That's the biggest. That's the biggest plus of them all.
He's got his Paperboy hat on, or his newsstand hat on, or whatever he's got.
Peaky Blinders. He's probably got a blade in the rim of that thing, I'm sure.
7 minutes to go. Amanda Treptow off to Larson. She's going to come center-wise underneath Pilcher and turn it back over to Union.
Not to hang on the whole side panels thing, but seriously, folks, don't be scared of that. The side panels that's a pretty low-pressure job. I mean, Doug Fresh takes care of the time and the score. He bears the weight of any pressure down there. If we weren't up here, I would love to do that job.
You got to just get it up here. You could do it while you're standing up here.
Lord knows I don't prepare in any other ways. So I might as well do that.
Well, you did tonight. You brought marshmallow.
That's right.
North Pole Santa sticks or whatever they are.
A little offended.
Push in.
A little offended by
Sorensen.
Coach Smines put it in his pocket. He
didn't even want to eat it in front of you.
I feel like I'm going to find that in the garbage later.
Well, he's probably like, I am not going to risk this before a game.
That's a good point. So again, number 15, Reagan Sorensen, just a freshman for the Knights, driving the ship. She is the point guard. Little freshman error there, but I respect the heck out of a kid that can step on the court, and not just step on the court as a freshman, but you're running the show as the point guard.
6:10 to go. Third quarter. Treptow looks left, goes right into Lang. Larson was eyeing into Pilcher. She goes back and forth inside the paint. Bounce out. Wide open Treptow comes baseline. And Lang is even more open, and she'll drop it in.
That was great ball movement by the Jayhawks. Treptow not afraid to take it right at the hoop and then kicked out to Lang for the, I don't want to say the easy three, but that's about as easy as it comes from that distance.
Next dead ball, we'll review upcoming schedules for both these squads. Continue in conference play. Left side, Rathie's going to lose it. Lang now with the ball. Across midcourt, off to Larson, and now Treptow. Little right side, little right-handed jumper, no good. And Laney trying to get her hand on it.
Sailor Youngblood set to check in for the Jayhawks. Again, Sailor, a sophomore for the Jayhawks. Didn't come out last year, was out through her 8th grade year. Missed a year last year and decided, I want to give this a try again, and I'm really glad she did. She's been a big asset for the Jayhawks, and I hope she's having a good time with it because I know they really like having her out there.
O'Connor over now with Treptow baseline. She risks it over to Lang, who'd been hanging out over there looking for an opening, and now Larson will take it. She drops it.
Got it. 37-16, about 4.5 to go in this third period. Jayhawks with the lead.
All the way under the floor, Driscoll can't get it to drop, and now Laney's by herself, has to stop up a little bit. Gets the ball stripped loose, but Treptow right there waiting for it.
That was pretty. Sneaky little pass by Laney around the defender.
39-16, and the timeout is being taken by Coach Driscoll, Dan Driscoll.
He's gonna take a full timeout to talk things over. The Jayhawks on another run here to pull away 39-16.
Union Knights coming off a tough loss on Tuesday at Dyke New Hartford, losing 60-19. Coming up on Tuesday night, they'll do a NICL West contest against Grundy Center, and then follow that up with a game against Columbus and East Marshall 1 week from tonight. Jesup Jayhawks this week got the 60-52 win against BCUW on this floor. Last night, a 45-17 win at Charles City. Tuesday night next week at Sumner Fred. And then Wapsie Valley. I believe that's a road contest next week on the 15th. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Clayberg. That's Luke Baldwin. Anthony Baugh, our on-site producer on the upper patio, shooing away the pigeons, and Eric Clark running camera tonight.
Eric Clark with us all night tonight. Doesn't have to scoot off to his real job.
I think he maybe did until he found out there was marshmallow Santa poles.
Well, I mean,
I thought, well, maybe I'm going to stick around.
Seems like a fair reason to skip out on your job.
Well, at 25 calories a pop, why not? Under 4 minutes. Coming up between games, we will honor the graduating seniors from the boys basketball and girls basketball squads, as well as cheerleading. So I have to make my way down there. So I anticipate, Anthony, we will sign off very quickly and launch a new event.
You want me to help you make your way down
or
there,
vice
Nate?
versa, or do you want to stay on? Okay. Anthony will decide. Did you want to go down and do it instead? That'd be funny.
No, actually,
that would be hilarious.
I
if
was
you
going to
went down
offer
there.
to help you make your way down there.
You're going to throw me down there? That would be funny. Have you show up and walk with Kelly, though? I'm not sure Rachel
Actually,
would be
anybody
impressed.
that knows us well would probably not even think anything of that. They'd be like, "Oh, that figures. It's with Kelly."
And I'll be up here yelling, "What are you
That's
doing?"
my wife. Oh, nice pass by Natalie. Snuck it through the defenders there. I don't know how she split that crowd of Knights.
Treptow misses that shot. Pick it up by O'Connor.
Speaking of cheerleaders, though, Nate, can you? You're better at recognizing those than
Lily
I am.
Devlin, Rachel Clayberg. I think there's is that Mackenzie Fetterspiel?
Mackenzie Fetterspiel. Is that Cassie next to her? Or no, that's Savvy Bain next to her, and there's one more on the right, and I can't see who that is. Oh, Ivy. Starts with a B. Sorry, Ivy and Ivy's parents. I coached her in rec softball. Nice kid. I can't think of her last name.
I'll get it to you here in just a second. I've got her for speech, so Ivy Borman.
Borman, there you go. The takeaway by Natalie O'Connor. Jayhawks.
41-16 really got out of the gate here.
Jayhawks with some nifty passes all the way around the court tonight. Nice drive up and in by Amanda Treptow.
Union looking the outside shot. Come inside with Sorensen, rolls it in. Tack onto her scoring. I think she's our leading scorer tonight. Treptow comes near side to Natalie O'Connor. And I would anticipate, getting into the fourth quarter, we'll start seeing more warm-ups come off and some reserves come in.
Another pretty floater by Treptow in the lane. Doing work.
I say senior night coming up, and no seniors on this squad.
Speaks well for the future of Jayhawk basketball.
And you still got, some pretty good talent that's even on the JV end.
Right.
That doesn't dress varsity. Crossover to Lang. Last shot in of the third quarter. Pull that rebound from Raffy.
Got a good look at it. Jayhawks got to be happy with that that third period. I don't know what the differential. That's not the ratio. Whatever.
I think it was 16 to a differential. So after first quarter, Jesup only had a 1-point advantage, 7-6. Jesup had the advantage before halftime, 24-5 in that second quarter, and then Jesup outscoring Union 14-7 in that third period. But more than likely, they could have been a lot worse, if you will, or bitter difference. They just decided to kind of move that ball around and slow things down a little bit.
And like you said, I expect Coach will keep his top, 6, 7, however many he rotates on a regular basis. I would expect him to play them through the first 3 minutes or so, and then probably start shuffling kids in and out. Actually, we see Katie Clark. Has Katie Clark been in tonight?
Not tonight.
Okay,
yet.
so Katie takes the court for the first time tonight.
Hey, Eric, Katie's in the game. Just want to make sure you're paying
That's your
attention.
daughter. That's your daughter, Eric.
Yeah, number 30.
Right there, 30.
Yeah. He probably doesn't see her much, so maybe doesn't recognize her.
Larson brings the ball up the court for the Jayhawks.
Knock it away. Lang will hang on to it. Some aggressiveness right in there with Sorensen.
Kylie Winter also in for the Jayhawks. Working that baseline. Cut through to the middle by Lang. Turnover for the Jayhawks.
Driscoll keeps on that dribble, and Larson will foul. 5 total team fouls in this second half.
Laney Pilcher's going to come in for Larson, who I don't know what Larson's at. She must be about 3, 4. Doesn't seem like she'd have that many, I guess, but
she must be at 3. 7 minutes to go in the game. Union picks up an outside shot, no good. Came off of Driscoll. Another big 3. Sorensen will get it.
Pretty shot by Sorensen.
Now Lady Pilcher.
Oh, and, man, that was a nice
They were
look
trying to thread it into Lang.
That was a really nice look by Natalie O'Connor. Didn't quite get there. Good defense by the Knights, but
ooh. Push in there from Rohrer.
Laney Pilcher on the ground. Never see that, right?
Never. He's just trying to give. We were talking the other night. I think maybe it was Annette, Laney's mom, just about the comparisons between her and Peyton McComb, who can be on the floor the most.
Yeah, similar
chasing the ball.
Similar style of play to some degree. I mean, just the physicality of their game is very similar. Neither one of them will back down from anything.
She gets
81, I should say.
She gets that from Jason, I think.
I'm going to say she gets that from her mom.
6 minutes to go in the game.
Those Reinhardts got a little.
Yeah, and that comes from Gene, I think.
Juice in them.
Me and Jeannie go round and around time to time.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Good family. I love seeing Rex and Gene in the crowd, but Rex in particular, because that guy has worked so many long hours over the years. I mean, one of the hardest working people you'll ever meet, and he's finally at a point in his life where he's able to break away and make some of these events. And
yeah, he went to a lot of away football games for the last couple of years to watch Jace.
And I would guess anybody, well, probably just about anybody in the Jesup, LaPorte City area knows exactly who Rex and Gene Reinhardt are, or at very least they're familiar with Jesup Gym.
Right.
And now they're thinking, oh, that Rex and Gene.
So Winter, O'Connor, Pilcher, Larson, and Treptow all in the game. 5.5 to go. Commanding lead for the Jayhawks. Treptow's going to come inside left, dish that out to Larson. She'll make her way. Ooh, looked like almost took an extra step. Out of Treptow. Going to weave this ball in and out offensively. Treptow can't, or Winter can't quite break away and grab that ball, and we're going to see an offensive foul.
Hooked her, chicken winged her, whatever they call it. I don't know how many steals O'Connor has tonight, but
she's right in there aggressive.
It's a handful for sure.
5-minute mark. There's Treptow, or there's Pilcher.
Boy, they just kind of parted the sea for her there.
Pilcher, a sophomore. Larson, a junior. Winter, a sophomore. Natalie O'Connor and Treptow, both juniors on the floor. Kind of looking through here as well. We've seen, looking at Sailor Youngblood, had some playing time tonight as a sophomore. Katie Clark, a freshman. We did see Ariana Bolden earlier in the season. Freshman come in, got some minutes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, there's a group of 8th graders coming up next year that I'm not suggesting any of them are going to play varsity, but they're going to be fighting for it. I guarantee you that. They've got that mindset. And more importantly, Jesup should be able to field definitely a JV varsity teams, but probably even a freshman squad. So that's something that we haven't been able to do in quite a few years on the girls' side.
It's nice to get those looks to come out. You got to think a trip to Des Moines, to Wells Fargo last year in the state tournament kind of shows influence, and when you're having success night in, night out too, girls want to be a part of that.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Turnover for LaPorte City Union. They'll pick that one up. Ooh. See our first. Got to be one of our first jump balls of the night.
Yeah, that's going to stay with Jesup. We got one earlier in the game, first quarter, I think. I don't remember seeing one since then.
And we're going to see timeout, and I'm going to guess Coach Conrad's going to make a little bit of changes, or thinking about it, but no one I wonder get their jerseys off just yet.
Nate, are you supposed to be making your way to the – I've seen a couple senior parents – head out.
I see where my wife is, so she hasn't moved yet.
Oh, she's here?
Yeah, she's here.
I thought she was at my house.
Well, she will be.
Let me rephrase that. I thought she was at my house with my wife watching the basketball game.
Okay. Wow. And how it didn't even faze me to respond.
Is it? Okay, good. It's on out
so
in the lobby.
Is the sound on in the lobby too? Okay, well, people will probably gather around.
As soon as that came out of my mouth, I was like, nope.
So if you're out there watching this in the hallway and can hear me, I want you then to walk in that door and wave at us. I want to see if anybody's actually paying attention.
Yeah, they probably have it cranked up so they can hear it in the concession stand. So here, listen to this. I see that TV in the concession stand before they had it mounted on the wall. I saw it there a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Oh, that's cool. They got a TV in here." And I don't remember who I was talking to, but
you wondered why they had it, didn't you?
Well, no, but I was like, whoever I was talking to said, "Yeah, it turns out they've had it for a couple of years or something." I'm like, wait a minute, we've had this TV in a box for a couple of years and nobody ever thought to hang it on the wall?
They thought, I always blame Anthony for it. Anthony's known about it for a while.
I don't think we can blame Anthony for it because he's not even a school employee. He's just a good guy. Yeah, he just likes to hang out up here, he says.
You know, if somebody asked where does Anthony work, they probably would say, yeah, he works at the school. Even though he wears a Heartland t-shirt. Heartland Technology.
Yeah, we probably ought to throw some props their way since they are the reason you're watching and hearing this right now.
High-speed internet. Can't say cable anymore. If you are watching on cable, that's a good question on how you're doing that. 3 minutes to go. Straight on shot. That one hits the front of the rim, no good. Tripto off to Lang. Fast break. Ooh, rolls away. Tripto keeps fighting for it. Jesup will hang on to it.
Yeah, Lang's got to take that up with their left hand.
Misses that three in the corner. 2.5 minutes to go. And we're going to start pulling some reserves in. 2.5 minutes to go.
Adriana Bolin ditches the warm-up jersey, so I suspect we'll see her shortly. We've also got, for the Knights, we're going to see Brooklyn Hubbard. We're going to see Sydney Schumacher, Emily Peterson, and we're also going to see Reagan Sorensen back into the game. And so far for the Jayhawks, just Adriana.
Looks like Butters is going to make her way here, and
we got a slew of them. Okay,
so finally
Mackenzie
got
Butters.
A dead ball.
Yeah, we've got Mackenzie Butters, Thorson.
Boys basketball team and the cheerleaders, please report to the south door.
I'll make my way down there soon.
So we've got a slew of girls coming in and a slew coming out. That's we have officially turned the court over.
Yeah, we got some girls in the roster. I don't even, you probably know them better than I would, the ones that don't have numbers out there.
I know them by face. I don't
There you
know.
go. How about
Nice.
Butters?
Butters
Takes the bounce. Even comes in a little bit aggressiveness, and puts that ball through the hoop.
Looks like Coach Driscoll wanted a sub that just didn't get called, so the ref stopped play to bring those gals into the game. Rachel Clayberg making her way to the hallway to join her loving parents, Nate and Kelly Clayberg.
At least one of them.
Although I do see Kelly's, she's still in the crowd too, so. She's probably waiting for you, you're waiting for her. You guys are both going to miss the whole darn thing.
Well, I would hope. Rachel's actually gone through it for football and for wrestling, and this will be the third time.
I was going to say it.
That's trifecta on the senior night. Jesup still hanging on to it under a minute. Butters foot on the line, misses that shot.
Adriana with the 3 attempt. 45 seconds to go. We have got nothing but freshmen on the court right now, I believe.
Ball drops in, LaPorte City Union with a 48-28.
That was Sydney Schumacher with the point. I apologize, that was Ellie Behrens. So There is one senior. Ellie Behrens is on the court.
15 minutes or 15 seconds to go. You're gonna keep it right here, Anthony, or what are you gonna do? You're gonna switch it out. 4 seconds, and LaPorte City Union will get a final shot at it. And Jesup will go to 10-1 on the year, 12th rank in the state. Union 1-8 on the year, as that is the final. Next broadcast coming up very shortly for our boys squad against Union right here on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. And we will be bringing you the senior night recognition that'll happen here again very, very shortly on the Jayhawk Sports Network. For Luke Baldwin, Anthony Baugh, as well as Eric Clark, I'm Nate Kleberg. We'll be back to the Jayhawk Sports Network in just a few moments. Everybody, stay tuned.